Hi guys, I'm gonna do my part 2 of my Nintendo DS Hidden Gems, and in this video I'm gonna concentrate more on third-party games and a bit more obscure titles that you might have forgotten or might have just simply never heard of. And I'm gonna start with a few Pac-Man games, and the first one is Pac-Pix. This actually came out at the same time as Yossi Touch and Go, and it was during the big drought, like when the DS came out. It only launched with 6 titles, and you had to wait like till February to finally get some good games. And I think one of them was Yossi Touch and Go. There was Pac-Pix, and at some point there was WarioWare Touch. I'm not sure if it was a bit after or just a bit before. But anyway, this was an excellent title. Basically, all you do is you draw a Pac-Man on your bottom screen, and you had to make it eat different sized ghosts. So it was pretty simple, but it worked. It actually proved to the world that touchscreen gameplay was actually not just a gimmick and could work, and it was just simply an awesome game. Highly recommended. And secondly, it's Pack and Roll. This came out a bit longer in this system's life, and it plays just like Marble Madness or Super Monkey Ball, and it's an excellent title. If you're a Pac-Man fan like me, you had to try it, and it's highly recommended also. Next up is Giana Sisters DS. I actually have a review of this on my other channel, and we're actually going to try to upload that review on this on Project Sui's channel in the next upcoming days, so please look forward to that. This one is actually my favorite platformer on the Nintendo DS, and that says a lot because there's a lot of quality platformers on there. There's New Super Mario Brothers DS, there's Super Princess Peach, there's a Legendary Starfy, there's a bunch of Kirby games, so there's tons of platformers, but by far my favorite is this one. It's just a magical game. It has awesome visuals, the sound effects, Scream Retro, they're just perfect, and everything about this rocks. Highly recommended. I think it's pretty cheap too if you've never played it. Check it out. Next up, I have some shoot 'em up games, which is the Nano Stray series. These games are really amazing. Both of them are extremely hard. I've never been able to complete them on the harder difficulty settings. They used to have a great leaderboard system too. I'm pretty sure that's offline by now, but anyway, this was an awesome game. They actually differ. This one is a classic top-down view with 3D visuals, and this one is a vertical shooter, but I think the boss fights are top-down, but that's the only difference. So there's actually two different style of games. Both are worth playing. And next up, I have one of my favorite portable titles of all time, which is Resident Evil Deadly Strike. I actually imported this game, even though it came out like, I think it was 2 weeks in Japan before the US release. And by the time the US release was here, I actually beaten the import 13 times. It's simply an addicting game, amazing. And there was a bit of a surprise if you were a Resident Evil 1 fan and you already mastered that game. There was a few areas where you were lost because they added some touchscreen enemies and some different aspects to the game that you had to try out. So I actually bought the US version when it came out too because I wanted to try out the multiplayer. The multiplayer was fantastic. Only downside was you both need a copy of the game to play it. But I also did the same thing again. I beat the game like 12 or 13 times, completed everything in it, even though I had just done the same in the import, and I could basically play that game with my eyes closed. I knew it by heart, and it's an amazing game. If you're a fan of survival horror games and you like Resident Evil, you must absolutely try these games out. Awesome. And not lastly, but almost, I have Contra 4, and I know this, like, it's probably a pretty well-known game, but in my opinion, this is the best Contra game out there. There's just so much to do, and it's portable. It's perfect. You can bring on the bus. There's a hard mode. There's a challenge mode, which has like over 50 missions that you need to try, which are incredibly challenging. I cannot stress enough. It took me weeks and weeks and weeks to finally complete this game 100%. And then there's the fact that you can play it co-op with a friend the entire game. So simply an awesome game by WayForward Technologies. And my last game is actually also made by the same company who made this, and it's Alien Infestation, which is a Metroid type game but with a survival horror feeling to it. So you actually have to conserve your ammo. You'll have quite a few scares during the game, and it's simply awesome. Also made by WayForward. Great use of the Aliens franchise. Simply an awesome game. Actually, just purchased this for Jared for his birthday, and we're probably gonna play through it tonight. So hope forward to a video review of this in the coming days. And that's it, guys. These are my Nintendo DS hidden gems, and Nintendo DS is one of my favorite system. I have tons more of games with it, but those are just a few that I wanted to showcase today, and hope you enjoyed it. And as always, leave a comment, reply, and like the video, and I'd be really curious if you would do a video response or just leave a comment on what your favorite Nintendo hidden gems are. Alright? So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.